The New York Knicks are one of the hottest teams in the NBA, but I don't think that they are done making moves. We know they are not afraid to go all in. They've already done that, but they still have some trade assets to deal. Michael Scotto of HoopsHype came out with an article talking about the top trade candidates for every single team. He mentioned Achiuwa. He mentioned Mitchell Robinson. And if the Knicks package these players, they can acquire a player that makes $20 million. And I think a trade is still yet to come for this team. Question is, do the Knicks need a trade? I know a lot of people want Mitchell Robinson to come back and be a heavy part of this rotation. To each is their own. Let me know. Type Y for yes, type N for no. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. On today's video, we are going to react to the HoopsHype article of them talking about Achiuwa and Mitchell Robinson being trade candidates. And to close the show, we'll go over 5 quick trade candidates that we cooked up here at Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Scotto writes this saying Robinson is owed $14.32 million this season and $12.95 million next season, while Achiuwa is on an expiring $6 million deal. Combining both salaries would give the Knicks a chance to theoretically acquire another player in the $20 million range if there is a fit. $20 million can get you a solid player in return. Dare I say, a really good player in return. And I personally think with Achiuwa coming back into the lineup for the first game of the season against the Charlotte Hornets, I think the Knicks are personally fine at their backup front court. I think they need another wing to include on this team. Mikal Bridges just had to play 45 minutes against the Charlotte Hornets because Tom Thibodeau does not trust any wing to play on this team. They need another guy that they could trust to play off the bench. That is the wing spot. And for all the people that say there's no way the Knicks are going to trade Mitchell Robinson, I just completely disagree with you. The New York Knicks have shot Mitchell Robinson to extreme lengths for 3 straight years. They offered him in a trade for Donovan Mitchell. They offered him in a trade for multiple other players. They have shopped him for 3 straight years. They offered him in a trade for Karl Anthony Towns. They told them no. They know that Mitchell Robinson and his salary is enticing across the league. Look, and I think we've learned at this point that Leon Rose, Worldwide Wes, Brock Aller, Gerson Rosas, and everybody that makes decisions in this Knicks front office are not afraid to go out and swing for the fences when it comes to a trade. They gave up a lot for Mikal Bridges. They gave up the heart and soul of their team, is what you guys told me, for Karl Anthony Towns. And this front office knows that the team's championship window has officially opened up. We are just in year 1 of the championship window, but you're already, in my opinion, the second best team in the NBA. And there's an avenue where you can get to the NBA Finals and win the NBA Finals. I know people love Mitchell Robinson. I know that there are people inside the Knicks front office that do not trust him to stay healthy, that they worry about his maturity. They worry if he is in shape. They also worry about if he can contribute anything outside of being an offensive rebounder. And once he gets healthy, can he stay healthy? Robinson has 2 years left on his deal. And the way that I kind of look at it is this. You have a $14.5 million trade chip in Robinson. Next year, $12.9 million. Are the Knicks going to re-sign Mitchell Robinson in 2 off seasons? I don't think so. How are the Knicks going to create more high salary players to trade them out? They can't. They're almost a second apron team, and they are capped out. So what does that mean? The best trade and the most money they can put together in a trade over the next 2 years and maybe into the future, unless you want to trade one of the core guys, involves Mitchell Robinson. If I had to bet today, I think he gets traded by the New York Knicks. And look, Tom Thibodeau loves Jericho Sims. I don't love him, but I know Tibbs does. And with Sims playing at a level that Tibbs can appreciate, as well as Achiuwa coming back healthy, I think both of those players makes both a bit more movable. And if you want to include Achiuwa in a trade to get to that $20 million, I think Sims' ability to play can really make Tom Thibodeau rest a little bit better. And I think there is a world where they package both those players for a guy that could play the 4, the 3, and maybe even some small ball 5. My question to you is this. What is a bigger need for the New York Knicks at this moment? What do we think is a bigger need for the Knicks? A wing or a big? Sound off for me in the comments section. Coming up next, 5 New York Knicks trade targets. I went with 3 wings and 2 bigs. Not guys that I absolutely am in love with, but as I connect dots and hear things and read things and talk to people, these are players that are all on the New York Knicks short list of trade candidates. That's around the corner. First, though, I got to give a major shout out to our sponsor of today's Knicks trade rumor video. That's Game Time, the best ticketing app on the market. I've used all the ticketing apps before. I no longer use all of them. I only use Game Time because you get the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. You get to see your seat view in the app. You get to access your ticket from your phone. And it's easy to resell your tickets if you no longer want to go to the game. And if you use the promo code ChatSports, you get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. View from your seat, lowest price guaranteed. Ain't nobody mad about getting the best deal out there. Use the all-in pricing feature as well as the Game Time Picks feature to make sure you get the best deal on your seats. So download the app, create an account, use the promo code ChatSports, CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. All righty, 5 New York Knicks trade targets. There's a lot of trade targets out there, and really it's just a money game. With the salary of Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achiuwa, you are sending out $20.3 million. Meaning if it's just those 2 players going out in a trade, you have to acquire less salary. The Knicks could throw in a rookie like Kevin McCullough Jr. or someone else to increase that offer, which I do actually think would be a little bit more likely. So keep that in mind when you see these guys. First guy I want to talk about on today's show is the 3-and-D wing that can play the 3, can play the 4, and can play the small ball 5 in Dorian Finney-Smith of the Brooklyn Nets. I know for a fact that Tom Thibodeau loves the way that Dorian Finney-Smith plays the game. This is a guy that is a defensive monster. He was a big-time piece of the Dallas Mavericks when they got to the Western Conference Finals with Jalen Brunson, and he has not slowed down, and he continues to get better. He is a versatile defender, someone Tom Thibodeau would trust to come off the bench, averaging 11 points per game this year for Brooklyn, shooting 46% from the deck and 42% from 3. He can shoot it, he can defend, and I think he is right up Tom Thibodeau's alley. Another player to keep your eyes on is Jonas Valanciunas. I know that the New York Knicks were all in on signing Jonas Valanciunas. And then OG Anunoby asked to be paid a little bit more, and it took them out of the business of being able to pay Jonas Valanciunas. I don't think that removes him, though, from their list of players that they want to go out and acquire. And if the Knicks really want to lean into this offensive game, having a center rotation of Karl Anthony Towns and Jonas Valanciunas playing in the playoffs, that's going to keep you at one of the best offenses in the league, 12 points per game, north of 7.5 boards this year for Valanciunas. Another player that I think could be on the trade market and someone I think the Knicks could be interested is Rui Hachimura, the forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. I think the Lakers are really struggling right now, and I think they could look to blow it up and maybe acquire some draft capital down the line. Hachimura makes $17 million, and at 6'8", there's a lot of different things that he could do on the floor. I think he's actually bigger than 6'8". I think he's closer to 6'10", and he shoots 43% from 3. We've seen him play the 5, the 4. He can play some 3. He can get out and run in transition. Not the best defender, but he's versatile, and he's someone that gives you some size as well as more athleticism and three-point shooting. A center that I also know the New York Knicks are very interested in is Clint Capella. They tried to go out and make a trade for Clint Capella this offseason. They could not get it done. I know that he makes $22.2 million. It might have to be Precious, Mitch, and a rookie like Kevin McCullough Jr. to acquire him. They were interested in him in the offseason. He would give you some size, some flexibility, some durability, and a legit pick-and-roll player on the offensive end that can rebound the basketball and block shots. I think he's someone to keep your eye on. Maybe my favorite person we're going to talk about on today's video, if I had to rank, I'd go Dorian Finney-Smith 1, and then I would go DeAndre Hunter number 2 of the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are playing a little bit better than we all would have thought before the beginning of the year, so maybe they won't be in complete sell mode. But with the wings that they got in Johnson as well as Zachary Risache, they may be willing to trade a guy like DeAndre Hunter, who makes $21 million and soon will be a free agent. 6'8" wing, off the bench, can score it, can defend it, can shoot it from three. This is someone that it would be a really good fit on the Knicks. And if you had a wing rotation of OG, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and DeAndre Hunter, all playing the 2, 3, and 4, this would be one of the more interesting, versatile, and skilled teams in the league. Those are 5 guys that I'm looking at this moment. Name a player you want to trade for. Name a player you want to see the New York Knicks trade for. Give me a name down in the comments section, and make sure you are following me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there, and let's go Knicks.